Hey everyone! How did IQ tests begin? Who developed them? And can an IQ test truly measure intelligence? Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe and drop your thought-provoking questions in the comments. We might just answer them in a future video. In the late 19th century, France was working to improve its education system. They needed a way to assess students' learning abilities and place them in appropriate classes. This led psychologist Alfred Binet to develop the first ever IQ test, not to measure intelligence, but simply to identify students who needed extra help in school. Later, in the US, psychologist Lewis Terman refined Binet's test, turning it into the Stanford-Binet Intelligence Scale, a tool used to measure intelligence across various fields, from education to job placement. But here's the big question: can a single test really determine a person's intelligence? Over the years, there have been people with incredibly high IQ scores who didn't achieve extraordinary success. On the other hand, some people with average or even low IQ scores changed the world with their practical and creative intelligence. Take Marilyn Vos-Savant, for example. She holds one of the highest recorded IQ scores in history, 228. Yet, instead of becoming a scientist or an inventor, she built a career as a newspaper columnist, answering readers' questions in a weekly magazine. On the flip side, Richard Feynman, a brilliant physicist and Nobel Prize winner, had an IQ score below 130, not even in the genius range. Yet, he revolutionized quantum mechanics and became one of the most influential scientists of his time. Then there's Luis Alvarez and William Shockley, two physicists who were overlooked because of their unimpressive IQ scores, yet both won Nobel Prizes for their groundbreaking work. So, does a high IQ guarantee success? Or is intelligence something far more complex than just a number? IQ tests have been used for over a century to measure intelligence, but are they truly reliable? Researchers have spent decades studying this, and their findings might surprise you. A long-term study spanning 80 years followed thousands of individuals to see if IQ scores predicted success. The result? No clear correlation between high IQ and real-world achievements. Psychologist Lewis Terman once studied 1,500 students with extremely high IQs, expecting them to become world leaders. The reality? Most led average lives, while some individuals excluded from the study for their lower IQ scores went on to win Nobel Prizes. Another study found that environmental and psychological factors, like stress and motivation, significantly impact IQ test performance. This means that a person's IQ score isn't always a true reflection of their intelligence, it's influenced by circumstances. More recent research suggests that intelligence isn't just one measurable trait, but rather a combination of different abilities that a single test can't fully capture. So, does this mean IQ tests are unreliable? Or do they still hold some value despite their flaws? For years, intelligence was thought to be a single measurable trait. But psychologist Howard Gardner challenged this idea with his theory of multiple intelligences, arguing that intelligence isn't one thing, it's actually 8 different types. 1. Logical mathematical intelligence, problem-solving and analytical thinking. 2. Linguistic intelligence, mastery of language and communication. 3. Spatial intelligence, the ability to visualize and manipulate objects in space. 4. Bodily kinesthetic intelligence, coordination and physical skill, like athletes and dancers. 5. Musical intelligence, understanding and creating music and rhythms. 6. Interpersonal intelligence, the ability to understand and connect with others. 7. Intrapersonal intelligence, deep self-awareness and emotional intelligence. 8. Naturalistic intelligence, a strong connection to nature and the environment. The issue? Traditional IQ tests only measure logical, mathematical, and linguistic intelligence, completely ignoring the rest. So, someone with exceptional musical or social intelligence might score low on an IQ test, even though they could be incredibly gifted in their own way. This is why relying solely on IQ scores to judge intelligence is a flawed approach, because real intelligence is much more than just a number. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and drop your most thought-provoking questions in the comments. We might answer them in a long-form video or even in a quick short.